Hi guys, today reporter Munira and Dr. Savannah are going to be teaching you about Fragile X syndrome. We will also share Ruth's story with you. Ruth is a mother of 2 sons affected by Fragile X syndrome.
Hello, it's reporter Munira reporting live from Mia Riley's garage. Here's a little introduction to what Fragile X syndrome is, presented by Dr. Savannah Kellerman.
Fragile X syndrome is a genetic disease caused by a mutation in an infected individual's DNA. This part of DNA codes for the construction of a protein called FMR1. FMR1 is essential for normal cognitive development and the function of female reproduction. When this protein is unable to perform its job, they tend to have behavioral issues like aggression and hyperactivity, developmental issues like learning and speech delay, problems with coordination, and physical characteristics like having abnormally large ears and forehead.
To get a better understanding of how this happens, can you tell us how proteins are made?
Yes.
Protein synthesis is the making of proteins. It is divided into 2 steps, transcription and translation. Transcription transcribes DNA into a message which makes messenger RNA or mRNA. This all happens in the nucleus. Next, ribosomes build proteins. This is called ribosomal RNA or rRNA. This happens in the next step called translation. tRNA or transRNA bring amino acids, the monomer of protein, together to make protein. mRNA is important for this because it tells which amino acids are transferred in tRNA. Now that we understand how proteins are made, can you tell us a little bit about the mutation on the chromosome?
Of course.
Someone that has Fragile X syndrome has a mutation on the 23rd pair of chromosomes. The mutation is located on the X chromosome of one of the 2 sex chromosomes. This type of mutation is called an insertion mutation. The DNA segment, known as the CGG triple repeat, is expanded within the FMR1 gene and repeats up to 200 times. Since protein synthesis doesn't see a stop codon, this alters the shape of FMRP, the protein mutated in Fragile X syndrome.
Thank you, Dr. Savannah. So these symptoms are mostly caused at the cellular level. Can you tell me which types of cells it impacts and how?
Yeah.
As we said before, Fragile X syndrome results from a mutation in the FMR1 or Fragile X mental retardation 1 gene. This gene normally makes a protein called FMRP or Fragile X mental retardation protein. FMRP creates and maintains the connections between cells in the brain and nervous system. Not everyone with the mutated FMR1 gene gets the disorder due to the body still being able to make FMRP. The number of cells that have the mutation affects how much FMRP the body can make. Stem cells in someone with Fragile X syndrome might have the mutation while other cells don't. When this happens, it is called mosaicism. The more cells that are mutated, the more harsh the symptoms may appear.
Can you tell me about one of your patients that has this disease?
Yeah, of course. Ruth is one of my most frequent patients. She has 2 sons, both with full mutation Fragile X syndrome. Both of her sons are middle-aged. John, the older one of the 2, is 50 years old, and David is 47 years old. They both have worked for many years and would walk to work and home from their jobs every day. John was stopped by a police officer one day on his way to work. He ran and she chased him until he hit her with his gym bag. The officer simply didn't know she was dealing with somebody with a disability, nor could she imagine how much work Ruth would have to do for John to get comfortable with police officers again. David had anxiety and after a while was unable to work. His anxiety turned into a panic disorder, and any unfamiliar activities would send David into panic mode. Now, David does volunteer work and feels safe with the staff members there. Ruth would tell you, "It's been so hard, but it's changed my life. I love it all. Even the struggles have been strengthening."
In the first Punnett square shown, the mother carries a dominant allele and has Fragile X syndrome. The parents knew that there was a 50% chance their child would have the disease. In the second, the mother carries 2 dominant alleles and has the disease. Because Fragile X syndrome is also dominant, their parents knew that all their children would have the disease. In the third Punnett square, you can see that none of their children will have Fragile X syndrome because the mother is not a carrier and neither is the father. In this pedigree, you can see how Fragile X syndrome is passed down. Fragile X syndrome is more common in males than females because it is X-linked. Since the disease is X-linked, the mother has a diseased X with a non-diseased X. Because females get 2 X chromosomes, the non-diseased chromosome can mask the diseased chromosome. Males don't have another X to mask the diseased X. Instead, they have a Y chromosome. Therefore, males inherit Fragile X syndrome much easier.
Got it. Thank you so much, Dr. Savannah.
You're welcome!
Can you tell me about some current treatments for Fragile X syndrome?
Yeah, of course. All right, let's get to it. Current treatments include therapies, medications, and work with specialists. Therapies that help with Fragile X syndrome are behavioral therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. Medications are sedative, antipsychotic, cognition-enhancing medication, and vitamins.
Is working on any possible cures for Fragile X syndrome?
Yes, we are, but I cannot get into detail on that. But FRAXA is on a mission to find and fund effective treatments and ultimately cure Fragile X syndrome. Hi guys, I'm back, but that's all the time we have for today. We hope you learned something on Fragile X syndrome. See you next time on 60 Minutes. Hello everyone. Today, reporter Manira is Ruth is one of my most frequent patients.
Oh, I have to ask you.